In this video I'm going to show you a distillation. I will be dehydrating cyclohexanol with phosphoric acid to give cyclohexene and then distilling off the product. This image shows the overall apparatus for distillation. I'll talk through each bit in a little bit more detail. As you can see, I will use a hot plate to heat my reaction mixture. My distillation flask sits on this hot plate and a thermometer is attached through an adapter in the distillation head. Our condenser is then connected by this distillation head, and a conical flask sits at the end of the condenser to collect the distillate. The conical flask sits on a tile which is on a lab jack. This is just to raise the conical flask so there isn't a gap between the condenser and that. The apparatus isn't fully connected, but I'll show you properly how to do that later. So the first step is to carry out the dehydration of cyclohexanol. Here you can see I have my reactants measured out in measuring cylinders, 8 ml of phosphoric acid and 15 ml of cyclohexanol. So to carry out the reaction, the first step is to pour the cyclohexanol into a distillation flask. The next step is then to add the 8 ml of phosphoric acid. This should be done carefully and dropwise with a pipette and should be pointing away from you and in a fume hood. Notice how the flask is swelled to make sure that the reactants are mixing together well. Now that the reaction is complete, the product can be distilled off. Before the mixture can be heated though, we need to add some anti-bumping granules. This is so that when the liquid boils, it does so gently and without bumping or any violent disturbances. Just a few granules will do. We can now start to connect our apparatus by joining all the pieces together. We must ensure that there's no gaps or vapour will escape and product will be lost. Handle all glassware carefully to avoid breaking anything or spilling any chemicals. Start by clamping the distillation flask so that it will stay in place throughout the distillation. You can then attach the distillation head with a thermometer. Next, attach the condenser to the distillation flask and use a clamp stand to secure it. I have already attached 2 rubber tubes to my condenser. So the rubber tube at the higher end of the condenser should lead into the sink. The rubber tube at the lower end should be connected to a tap. The apparatus is now fully set up. Before starting to heat your mixture, turn the tap on and make sure that there is a flow of water around your condenser. You can now begin to heat your mixture. In this case, I've turned the hot plate on. The mixture should be heated gently to increase separation of products. Use a thermometer to monitor the temperature of the vapour in the distillation head. You will have been given a temperature range over which to collect the distillate, so keep an eye on this temperature. The reaction mixture will start to boil as it reaches the temperature at which you want to collect the distillate. The boiling point of cyclohexene is around 83 degrees, and so I am collecting the distillate between 70 and 90. You can see in this video that vapour is leaving the distillation flask and travelling down the condenser. You can then see how it turns back to a liquid and is collected in the conical flask. This view shows more clearly how the distillate is collected. Stop collecting the distillate when you reach the top of your temperature range. Now the distillation is complete and you have your distillate. This will be mainly the product, however, may contain impurities. In this case, my distillate is likely to be mainly cyclohexene with a little water. You can purify your product using a separation funnel.